has a form, isn't that right? So Joseph would say all the time, that what is coming down here has no opposites. And it has no form. When it enters our world, it takes form. When it enters our world, it takes opposites. So therefore, it's a hard thing to talk about. And he used to say, God is not a father. Please understand that. If you argue about God being a father, you're speaking literally. Our relationship to God is as a son's or daughter's relationship to the father. It is metaphorical. We have, just like we've lost mythology, we've lost the ability to think metaphorically. And toward the end of his life, he would say, I've been thinking about the whole thing of mythology. I think it's all metaphor. Every bit of it. And we can't think metaphorically anymore. Only a few can think metaphorically. So we get into fights as to whether God is a father or not. The issue is not being a father. Can you think metaphorically? Can you think? See, there's two ways to look at God. One is that it's a ball of white-hot energy so terrific that if you got near it, you die in a fraction of a second. That's one way of thinking about it. That includes its dangerous, terrifying, completely inhuman quality. Can you feel that? Some religions, especially so-called primitive people, will try to hold that. It's a ball of pure fire. It's beyond good, evil, anything. The very idea is ridiculous compared to a ball of electricity. And others try to bring it into the human sphere by comparing it to a mother or a father. God is, metaphorically, is like a mother who brings forward a child without any father. That is metaphorically what it's like. But the fundamentalists won't accept that, and they keep saying that Mary's hymen was intact, and they checked it, and they know it's intact. So if you say it isn't, we're going to fight. So one of the things that Joseph said is, inability to understand metaphors results in war. Angry people are people who cannot understand metaphor. That's wild, don't you think so? He says, neither the Jews nor the Arabs can understand metaphor anymore. Jesus was not born in Palestine, nor Muhammad there. They both were born in sacred ground, in sacred time, which is nowhere. Well, you understand how much trouble he could get into saying this kind of thing. And he did. The fundamentalists absolutely hated him. As they hated Jung. You know, Jung was always answering letters from furious Catholic priests who insisted he didn't have a spark of religion in him. The truth is that Jungianism is the greatest gift to Protestantism that's ever been done. If the Protestants had any brains at all, they could revive their entire church with Jung. But they're too non-metaphorical, so... Anyone want to say anything to me now? I don't want to just rave on all the time. So please speak. Do you agree with all this stuff I'm saying?
When did we become illiterate, metaphorically?
Yeah, it's interesting. I was thinking when you were asking that question and so on, of this thing that comes up in studying fairy tales, namely, what is a witch? In the fairy tales, in general, in the Grimm Brothers fairy tales, there are witches, giants, and dwarves. Now, all three of those are from the other world. We experience witches as hostile beings with a feminine tone. We experience giants as hostile beings with a masculine tone. And then there are dwarfs who in general are helpful. They tend to have a masculine tone. But, so, what is a witch? Well, you know, many traditions say that the witch is an extremely powerful force in the universe that comes in whenever you start to make any spiritual growth. She comes in, and people have experienced it. They go into a meditation workshop, and everything goes wonderfully for 3 or 4 weeks. They feel better, they're eating better, everything's good. All of a sudden, you get kicked out of your apartment, your car breaks down, first your battery goes, and then the radiator goes, and then your girlfriend leaves you.